Thank you for being here. We're just restarting the early methods chat, open chat. So our first guest is Dr. Paulina Robalino, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about her. So Paulina is not just a psychologist and a PhD holder, but she's also a fervent data enthusiast. And she harnesses this passion to reveal the how, why, and what for behind all the things. Excited to know more about it. Her role is she's the head of People's Data Science and Research at SIG. She uses her expertise to help organizations understand the impact of employee experience on business, bridging the gap between industry and academy. For over a decade, she has been a university lecturer and researcher. She has guided numerous students through their thesis and spearheaded research projects in organizational psychology, cognitive psychology, and migrations, using both qualitative and quantitative methodologies. She has also authored articles, validated instruments, and also presented as a speaker at many conferences, workshops, and seminars across locations, ranging from Argentina and Canada to Spain, the United States, Netherlands, Italy, and Poland, and quite more that she will, I'm sure, be spreading her word. So, Paulina, thank you for being here again. And people may join us later, but just so we can start the session. So just feel free to start. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla, for the introduction and for everyone to be here. I'm really happy to share with you what is about the network analysis. I'm really enthusiastic about the new uses. Well, today we are going to talk about connecting the dots, the power of network analysis in conjunction with SEM and CFA. SEM is a structural equation modeling, and CFA is confirmatory factor analysis, or maybe we can use as exploratory also. Well, my name is Paulina. I'm from Ecuador. I'm living now in Barcelona. I have been in Argentina for 2 years, so I met my boyfriend there, and now we have 2 little puppies. Where this is my journey. I have started study psychology as well, when I started, I think that I want to understand how our mind are working and how we are connected with our behaviors and with our personality and everything, and then when I was doing my PhD, I started to learn a lot of analysis and some tools to try to prove my thesis. So then I found this network analysis approach. Well, now I'm trying to use it, some of the skills that I have learned during my life to help organizations to understand the complex system that is work and the employee experience and how this is impacting in the organizations. Well, the first thing that I want to bring you is this. Have you heard about the bridge, this kind of bridges? No? Well, this it's the first time that the mathematicians ever try to solve a labyrinth or a problem, trying to cross among a city using bridge, but just one time each. So after that, when he was trying to solve that, he developed this theory to understand that we can cross between connect points between different edge. So the thing is that when we try to apply this network or this connected weight from one point to other point, we can see if it's direct connect, or we can have a intermediate connection. After that, the community in science tried to use it for a lot of things. One of them is artificial intelligence, game theory, resource optimization, classification, among others. The idea of the network analysis is a metaphor of the set of techniques that we can use to display the data and try to visualize how they are connected. In the few, I guess, 5 years, it became more common to apply it in the social science, specifically in psychometric usage. As you can see here, the results of the searchers are really, really good, because it's increasing during the 5 years. But what is the network analysis? We have two concepts, important concepts. The first one is the edges or lines that show these correlations or these statistics relations between the items, or this could be persons, concepts, or even if you can apply in other systems, could be points and neighbors, everything, you know? And not are these persons, employees, items, everything. Well, we have concepts or principal statistic, statistics definitions from centrality, closeness, and betweenness. The centrality is the influencer. This indicates how the other nodes are connected between nodes. Like, for example, here the centrality, it's the B, because it's in the center of the network. Then you have the closeness. This is the capacity of predict other connections. In the example is the same one, because it's also connected with all the other items. And the betweenness, this is the node that is like the bridge, connecting one to other, and is the represents the most connected item. Well, when we use this visualization, we can have easily a view of what is or, for example, scale distribute, or how the concepts are related. So it's very helpful for the someone who is not familiarized with a lot of statistics or a lot of information of concepts. It's easy. I have been used it in the organizations because most of them, persons in the teams, on the human resources teams, for example, they are not related with any of statistics or data analysis. So we can show this, and it's easy to them to understand how are trying to prove, or how is their questionnaire working. This is like how we can understand the network analysis. So the literature suggests that network provides a better way to understand the architecture and the associations between the components. And this analysis offers an intuitive perspective on the complex phenomenon. You can see if we have just a few dots, or maybe we can have a lot, as here, for example. This is a real example from a scale, a survey from employee survey. So you can see how it's connected, and it's easy to check. This is one dimension. Here's another one. Maybe here another one. So if even if we don't have the number of the statistic, we can see if it's related or not. And if it's related in a positive way, we can see in a blue line, or in negative ways, red line. This can the colors can change. It depends on the script or the program of the tool that you use to analyze. Yeah? But most of them use the blue and red to identify the positive and the negative relation. Well, this is a real case that we use in my organization. We analyze a lot of the information in the organization context. We have survey analysis, or have also data from the employees, personal data, sociodemographic, and also have performance data. Have a lot of information. So the use of the network analysis could be helpful to connect all this information. And in the few years, we are trying to introduce bridge the gap between the academia and the practice. And this is one way that we found it. So here is the methodology that we use in this specific case, that we are trying to analyze the psychometric proprieties from a questionnaire. We use 263 employees, 28 items to evaluate 5 dimensions. Well, after that, we run the network analysis using HaskStats. Have you heard about it? No? Well, it's similar to Genovi and similar to SPS. Yeah. For me, it's easy because have a best user experience to use, and it's free. So if you want to use it, you're welcome. Well, here we've tried to understand how it's distributed, the network, but also analyze it as exploratory factor using the classical or traditional method. So, the Barrett test, Kaiser, Meyer, Olkin, and then the maximum likelihood and Varimax rotation. In the other way, in the other hand, the network analysis is using this. This is more specific parameters from the network analysis, and we can explore another. Actually, there is a lot of parameters, and it depends of the tool that you use. You have more details or less, but in this case, just provide, for example, the EBIC estimation. It's based on Glasso. It's a concept from the theory of the graphs from the physics. So when we use this, we have this result. For the network analysis, it's easy to see the item 6 from here. Is not related with the dimension that we think that it is, and we suggest delayed. In the case of the factor analysis, for example, if you can see here, the item 6 is not with not load. So it's better if you can see and say, oh, this is not here. Okay, then we can confirm there is not related, or there is not a good item to keep in the survey. Other things, for example, here we have a portion of items that it's not related with others, and maybe we can see if we can keep or delete. And when we see in the factor analysis, for example, here the item 10, we have the involved scales, or probably if we can decide, we can check if it's better to take out and keep the rest of the dimensions. Also, when we apply the network analysis, we have this results from the centrality, the betweenness and closeness, but also have the clustering results. In the clustering results, we can see how related are they between them. Yeah. Well, I don't want to worry you with all of the information. This is a chat. So this is the last example. We are working on with Carla with using SEM and network analysis. And here you can see it's in this case, we are using learning transfer, and we are trying to understand how the concept of the implementation and the commitment are involved. So if you see, it works fine, similar, and also you can see the high related it's transfer, for example, here with the implementation intention, as similar here, but the difference that in the visual way we have the blue line with more color and more impact to the view. So, well, to the end my presentation, what I like of this analysis is this concept. Now we are all connected, and there is a sociologist that try to prove how connected we are, and we are connected 6 steps each. Have you heard about it? Yes. So when we try to understand this and try to apply to other kind of phenomena, I guess that is interesting. Notice that how we are connected and how or scales are connected, or the models or everything, you know. So thank you for your attention, and here I am to hear your thoughts and what do you think. Have you ever used it, or do you think that you can use it? Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. It was very interesting. Here. So let's open up the chat. I think. Do you have any questions? Do you have any other ideas? Feel free to ask. Claire.
Hi, my name is Claire. I'm at the University of Trier, and I am working on my doctorate and focus on network analysis, specifically in mathematics and psychology. And my question for you, because this is what I am struggling with as I'm trying to learn about network analysis, is deciding which estimator is best to use. So you use the EBIT-Glasso. I am working with 3 different data sets and trying to determine, is the EBIT-Glasso the best one? Is the GGM mod select the best one? Is the mixed graphic models so scouring through the literature to decide which is the best. So how did you decide that the estimator was best for you? Because I'm dealing with, in one data set, a dense network, and the EBIC is kind of, the literature says, doesn't perform well with a dense network, but it's, I don't see which network or which estimator is best for a dense network.
Yeah, well, I have been in the same place as you, trying to decide which is the best. Recently, in JASP, they add this estimator that's named Huge. It's a kind of estimator that we can use with no parametric or not, not symmetric distribution in the samples. And probably it's helpful for us when we apply social science that when our data is not normal distribution. So if you can explore, maybe it could be fine for your project. This is one idea. And also when we decide which estimator or which parameters we take it, I guess it's important to check the theoretical background. I mean, the theoretical and also the data. We connect both aspects because when we use just the data, probably we need to take some assumptions. So for me, my suggestion is try to check the theoretical background about your model, and check if there is direct relations or just correlations, or if you have this connection with between using another concept in the middle. So after that, you can choose if it is better for you use, for example, the G-Glasso or another estimator, because it's not just the method, you know. And then I don't know if you are just using the MATLAB, you to say, or with Python or R or R. It depends of you. If you can explore other options, probably have more but the options, sorry, the redundancy, to check or to decide which estimator you can take it.
Okay, thank you. It's with one data set, I've basically run 4 different possibilities. So I've run possibilities with the transformation and without. The distribution is fairly normal.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it with the EBIC Lasso and with the GGM mod select with the stepwise, and I get mixed results. So I just finished reading for the second time an article from, I think it's Isvaranu and Epskamp from 2021 that actually was a really good overview, and they did a lot of simulations with different estimators and trying to figure out which is the best. And what I liked about the article is basically what you just said. What is your question? So what is the focus of the research? And that kind of helps to drive which estimator you use. But as a beginner, and there's no one doing research in this area, so specifically with these constructs, which makes it sometimes a bit challenging.
Okay. No, well, maybe Carla, I don't know if I can send it some reference or articles that I can share with you, with all of you, of course. So if you want to explore more about it, it could be helpful. And in your case, if you want to have I don't know if this is the way, but if you want, you can contact me and we can discuss about it.
Great, thank you. That would be nice.
I think that if we plan to, well, we need to talk with Dominic and Sylvia about where to post this session, but maybe we posted something like on YouTube. We can add text below with the references. So if you send it to us, we will include them there or something like that.
Anyone are working with something similar or I don't know, how do you think about are trying to connect with your research, this kind of analysis?
I want to ask, I would like to ask if no one is doing it. So how difficult it is to publish using network analysis
Oof.
instead
Well, at the
of
beginning,
more traditional techniques? Because we know that even though we try to do educational innovation, when you try to publish something that reviewers or editors are not used to it, they try to reject it. So it's quite difficult to innovate in techniques. So what is your opinion, experience about it?
well, I guess that if you ask this 5 years ago, probably I'm gonna say it's hard. But now it's more common, and it's even I read about a special issue in Psychometrica journal. They focus on network analysis, so it's more relevant in the few 2 years, I guess. So probably if you want to publish with using network analysis, try to focus in journals that have expertise or have any publications with that, because as you said, when you send to traditional journals that there are more structured and they don't want to innovate, probably you're gonna be rejected. Yeah, but in my experience, it has been really, I don't know, grateful and happy to share with the community, because this year I have been in a conference talking about the network analysis and have a big audience, and they are really enthusiastic to implement or using the network analysis, especially when you're trying to share with with an audience that is not familiar with the statistics, or it just need to understand the model with a view. It's like with a just seeing and say, okay, now I get it. It's better than a table with all the statistics and try to understand which is the first column, the second one.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Are there other questions or contributions?
I just wanted to say thank you for that question, because of course I'm in the process of thinking about where do I want to publish. And of course my professor is making recommendations, but this was my concern, because if I look at like in the last year, what kinds of articles are they publishing? First of all, almost nothing in mathematics. And if they are in mathematics, it's more about motivation. And so not really looking in the direction that I am looking in. And of course, nothing about network analysis. So it's kind of like where, like you said, where do you publish? Do you publish and try to be innovative, or do you go to the places that recognize network analysis? It's kind of like a juggle. Of course, I don't want to be rejected. I know it's part of the process, but I want to also choose a publication where I have a higher probability of getting the yes as instead of getting the no, just because they don't really understand the method and they're not willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, it's also a good way to focus where you want to publish. It's like if you are looking for a journal, try to find these publications similar to you. I know that in your case it's special, but probably you can see when it's a specific using of network analysis, or a specific to new approach from the statistics or methodologies. Probably they are more open to receive this kind of the papers.
Thank you. That's a good point. I was wondering if there is a possibility to compare networks between groups. Do you have any experience in that, or does anyone here has experience in that?
Yes, actually, I have took it with Carla that last night reading, trying to check it where is new in the network analysis. I found an article that it used to compare different models. I don't know, I have here open it so I can share my screen maybe. But was really interesting because they use the network analysis to compare, for example, between the different age and or different. Yes, I have it here. I'm going to share my screen again so you can see. Okay. So I guess we are watching this.
Cannot yet see the screen.
No, no.
Not yet.
No. No.
Yes. Now it's.
No yet. Okay, great. Yeah, well, it's all the procedure, and here is the how it's used to compare, between subject network entire sample and how it's the use of in between men or women. For example, the difference, the connections or the network are different, and you can see if it's related, the structure is different, or if it's comparative between it. And I guess that I found another one. Let me check.
So I assume that the network analysis does the same than other techniques we have been using, but maybe it's more visual instead of trying to figure out how to report that and make people unaware of the statistics or how to read it. To use it to in fact understand what you're trying to say, right? So maybe because you were talking that you work with organizations and you are out academia in a traditional way. So maybe it's easier for your clients to understand what you're trying to say to tell them about their employees and the user experience and all this the stuff if they see these graphs, right? So
Yeah.
I guess the output or the results are not so different with other techniques, but it approaches differently.
Yeah, I was checking for the other one that I have read about the difference, or when you use in this case, for example, using ANOVAs and the network analysis to compare the difference between. But I've read a lot of the articles and I have a lot of here, so it's not easy to check it. But anyway, if the question is if we can use it, yes, we can use it, and also we can have some statistics or parameters to prove this difference between the structure of between different groups or between different, for example, cross-sectionals or between longitudinal analysis. If you take one sample and then another one, you can compare both structures and see if there is any change. And using for example, the betweenness or the expected influence in the results, it's easy to check if there is a difference. In addition, you can use the results of the networks and compare using traditional if you want to notice if there's a significant difference.
Okay, thank you very much. That was interesting. And is it also possible to compare to several groups, just not two groups, or
Yes,
three or
yes.
four?
Of
Okay.
course. Actually, one of my recent cases, I use it to compare the network between active employees, employees that left the company involuntary and voluntary way. So when I see the network is clear. Well, the thing is that if you can see the network, you have the, for example, the active employee, it's all connected, all related in a positive way. So the idea is the experience there is, if it's improving leadership, it's also improve the commitment. But then when you move to the involuntary, for example, they have less connections and also have, for example, leadership and reconnection. No, was satisfaction and was not connected between. I mean, it's like, okay, they're not related. Or when we try to see if there is related the leadership and development, for example, there was a negative relation. So they are not satisfied when they're leaders, or they are not happy with the development. So it's this kind of analysis in the involuntary. And when we see the voluntary turnover, also it's connected, but there are specific connections. For example, the salary with the ENPS. Have you heard about the NPS? Is the Net Promoter Score from the marketing background, and we now are using in the organizations to measure if you as employee recommend the organization as a great place to work. So this is a indicator that probably the employees, when they are not satisfied with the salary or different aspects, also are not recommending the organization as a good place to work. So in this case, as you see, there are three groups, different persons, and was really good to use it.
Hey, thank you.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
To know.
I kind of have a follow-up question to that. I've played around a little bit with network analysis, so a different type of network analysis than you're talking about here, which is new and interesting to me, but I was doing more work in epistemic network analysis, which is kind of in the field of quantitative ethnography and kind of mixed methods technique of using network analysis in a more specific way. And my question for you, kind of with your example, is about your choice in the indicators, in the nodes, in the codes that you use, because the number that you choose and which you choose changes the structure of the network, right? So how do you make decisions about which indicators to keep and which indicators not to keep, and in developing your network and doing the analysis? What are some of the, I don't know, your process steps?
Okay, I can hear you really good. So if I understand the question, I guess when you take the network analysis and have this output, as I say, between this closeness and centrality, and then you have the cluster also. For example, when I use it to understand how the network is connected, or my objective is understand the relations within the system or the model, I keep this first three indicators: the closeness, betweenness, and yeah, I forgot well, the first three. And then if I'm using as a factor analysis, for example, take the cluster results and see how are connected between them. And then also we have the correlation matrix. So it depended your aim in your research when you report one or everything in the paper or in the project. But in addition, I have checked that in Python, for example, they develop accuracy statistics to the networks. So if you are trying to prove the accuracy of the model or accuracy of the interventions, you can add this kind of statistics or indicators to prove the how strong is your network or how accurate is your network. Yeah, it's again, it's about the aim of the project, but the idea is you have different options. One of the things that I really like network analysis is this: you can apply and depend of your aim, you can add more complexity to the analysis, or you can have more options to try to analyze and connect with comparing with other models or with other traditional statistics.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate your answer, and I think that this makes sense. That sometimes it's more of an iterative process. You start small with the basic research question, and then build on that.
Yes, and also I can say if you want to go deep in a network analysis, you can go it, and you have the tools and you have the statistics to do it. But if you are trying to show something or to analyze in a level that can be just descriptive or exploratory level, probably you can keep just the main indicators or main results as the first approach. So there is another one who want to make any question or of if you think that you can use it or not, this kind of analysis in your project. Even if you're not doing this, for me, when I was doing my PhD, I was trying classical and traditional model, another thing not related with this. But then when I see, oh, this could be works, and when I finished my PhD, I finished with the traditional because it was I'm not an expert there. But then try to connect to other projects and say, okay, this could be work and it could be helpful to show, or now trying to innovate in the methods that we are analyzing the data.
I think it's very interesting, the network analysis, and but I don't have data yet to can analyze these networks. I only have verbal data because I'm doing also eye tracking research and mixed method.
Could be interesting using qualitative data to implement. It's also an option. One of the things of the data analysis is that it's not just a number when you can apply statistics or analysis. Some cases, yes, but in this case, there is a flexibility. You can easily transform the verbs or the words to frequencies, and probably notice that the frequencies are related between them. So it could be useful. This model has been used in natural language processing. There is an artificial, or this new process of the text, or the text or speech, or data from the text. So when you write in Twitter, for example, there is an analysis using network analysis that when you write in Twitter, they take off data from there and extract the main words or keywords, and then connect in which songs are expressing, and which who are using. And what's very interesting, if you want to see, you can Google it was in the same I guess it was done 2020 or 2018. I'm not sure, but was for the elections, the presidential elections in USA. They used network analysis to connect all the Twitters and all the words that were used. So it's flexible to use it all.
Thank you. That's good to know.
And you can add something attractive to your project, even if it's qualitative. You can try to connect it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, very inspiring. I need to think about it. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Are there other experiences, ideas, questions?
I would like to ask for a general question. Like someone maybe in here just started to think about applying network analysis with her data and never thought about it before. So what would be the first recommendation for a dummy in network analysis? How to start with it?
Okay. Well, first read a paper about it. Well, it's not a lot of information on papers and models and everything. Don't complex it. No, don't go for the hard way. Just try to make it step by step. If in your case, for example, as you're talking about maybe I can apply the network analysis using words. Okay, so focus on that. Read if there is any study that you said there are. So then go to your data and try to understand how do you transform or make the data set, and then use tools that are easy or are available to use. For example, for me, when I started using R, and then try to use Python. But in the middle was okay, I'm trying to do something with Python, but in Python we have a lot of scripts and options to apply. But my project was just to show the relation. So go steps back and say, okay, probably if I use just JASP in this case, it's easy. With just one click and take the data and choose the estimator and choose and then analyze. So the idea is to go into the network analysis. Don't go so far if you have something in your hands that you can use it. then I guess that when you start to use it and apply it, you probably can enjoy it, and then you can choose another tool or go more deeper and complex and add more variables and add more information or the data sets or everything. One of the things that I don't mention before is when you try to run the analysis, be sure, completely sure, that you don't have empty data. This is the first one because we are trying to probably disconnected between. So if you have any empty data, it's probably a warning that saying it's not working, it's not working. And then the second one, it's if you have similar concepts or similar items, strong similar, probably they're gonna be warning or something that say it's high related or is not possible to run the analysis. Because if you are, for example, using satisfaction and also another question that is satisfaction of the transfer and is the similar concept, you have problem with that because it's a similar concept and probably is gonna be highly related, and it's like when you use SEM models or other models, it could be confused. But in some cases, I found that, for example, with psychometric properties from questionnaire, there are items that are not exactly the same, but are there when you see the network are really close, and you can see if in this case probably you need to delete one because the other one it's expressing what you are trying to measure. And going back to the question or the idea is if you're going to this, all of these things that I have learned, it can be trying again, or looking if I can do something different between or if I can use another tool. But in this journey, I guess that it's from the easy or the small project to the big one. So that is like the conclusion, the small to the big one. So I don't know if you have any questions so far. So, but we are on time, and I'm really glad to be here and share with you. And I hope that this enthusiastic way that I use network analysis inspire you to try to explore new options, and probably if you don't see any article similar that the project, or try it. Just try it. Maybe you can be the first one doing this kind of analysis. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Paulina. I just wanted to add before Sylvia's finally close the session, that in this case, well, we really appreciate, Paulina, your knowledge, sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. I'm sure everyone just wrote down your email just in case they have some questions if they try the network analysis. But also I would like to share that this method chat, open chat, it's based within the 617, the research, the methods on learning research at the EARLI Association. And one of the journals promoted by EARLI is the Frontline Learning Research, which tries to look at the frontline part of it. So maybe using network analysis for some concept theory or variables that hasn't been tried before, it's a frontline enough. to submit it to the journal. So I just wanted to let you know that it could be a nice journal to try to do something innovative in this sense. So thank you, Sylvia. Would you like to formally close session?
Yes, okay, that's a good point. Thank you, Carla. I think the Frontiers Journal is a good option for innovative methods and innovative analysis. And thank you, Paulina, for sharing your experience and your knowledge. I think this was very helpful for us and very, inspiring for our research. And I think the methods chat is a great idea to discuss about specific topics and ask questions on every level. I think because for me, for example, I do not have any prior knowledge to this, and it was very inspiring to get to know this analysis. And also in a safe space in this space. So I hope everyone could learn a little bit from this chat and take away 1 or 2 ideas for their own research. And before I close up, I want to share the desktop to announce the next methods chat. It's on January the 10th on eye tracking as process-based methodology to assess teachers' professional vision, with a speaker Anne-Sophie Group as an expert in eye tracking technology. And also in February, there is a methods chat and with Aldin Aljagic, who is also here, measuring and triangulating implicit and explicit attitudes. And the Zoom link is also at our website. And yes, we are looking forward for your participation.
Yeah, I would like to remind you also that we are organizing the SIG 4 and 17 joint conference in Utrecht next year. And the information is also in our website. And if you are not the SIG 417 member, you can join us. It is free. So you can join us when you join early and you will receive all the information. And maybe the information just arrived by all the channels. That's great too, because it is an open community in this moment. But just to let you know that you will receive more on that.
Yes, that's a good point. Okay, so now I only want to wish you have a nice day and a nice pre-Christmas season, and see you next year for the next methods chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.